We look at the original expression with over dt of open parenthesis tan to the power of -1 plus 1 divided by arctan close parenthesis. We do this to see our starting problem. This is the math we must solve. We identify that the expression is sum of two parts, of and of. We do this to break the big problem into smaller pieces. The sum rule says we can find the derivative of each part separately. We plan to use the power rule and the chain rule for both parts. We do this to prepare our steps for solving. Each part has function inside another function. We apply the sum rule by writing over dt of tan to the power of -1 plus over dt of arctan to the power of -1. We do this to separate the two terms. The sum rule lets us work on each term one at a time. We look at the first term, which is tan to the power of -1. We do this to decide which math rules to use next. This part needs the power rule and the chain rule. We differentiate the first term by writing -tan to the power of -2 times over dt of tan. We do this to start solving the first part. The power rule tells us to bring the exponent down and subtract 1 from it. We find that the derivative of tan is secant squared. We do this to replace the over dt of tan with simpler form. This is standard math rule for tangent. We simplify the first term to negative secant squared divided by tan squared. We do this to make the expression cleaner. We are just combining the pieces we found. We look at the second term, which is arctan to the power of -1. We do this to decide how to solve the second part. This part also needs the power rule and the chain rule. We differentiate the second term by writing -arctan to the power of -2 times over dt of arctan. We do this to start solving the second part. The power rule tells us to bring the exponent down and subtract 1 from it. We find that the derivative of arctan is 1 divided by 1 plus squared. We do this to replace the over dt of arctan with its actual value. This is standard math rule for arctangent. We simplify the second term to -1 divided by the quantity arctan squared times 1 divided by 1 plus squared. We do this to write the part clearly. We are multiplying the two parts together. We use math rules to change secant squared divided by tan squared into cosecant squared. We do this to make the first term easier to read. Trigonometry rules allow us to swap these terms. We combine both simplified parts into one long line. We do this to see our full answer together. We are putting the two pieces of our sum back together. We write the final answer as negative cosecant squared minus 1 divided by the quantity 1 plus squared times arctan squared. We do this to show the completed work. This is the result of all our steps.